Hello everyone and welcome to a new video from Your Overwatch. I'm Eddie the Chump and today we'll be talking about our top 5 underrated heroes. Now to be clear, these list videos are fairly susceptible to being misinterpreted. This list is about heroes that we feel aren't rated high enough in the community's eyes, not whether or not they're actually objectively good, but more a comment about the perception of them. To make this list, a hero simply has to be perceived to bring less to the table than they're capable of. Winston. Winston has always been perennially underrated in Overwatch. There's something about his non-traditional FPS skill set that doesn't seem to jive with the deathmatch style ranked environment. The pros, however, are very fond of him, as in that disciplined environment, what he does is extremely useful. Being a hero that doesn't directly delete things himself seems to be the reason why people don't pick him and why he's so underrated. How many times have you seen a Road Zarya tank combo with double flank DPS in matchmaking when a Winston would complement them much better? Matchmaking players are always on the lookout for the quickest and most direct route to impact, and for most people that means, what hero can I pick that will kill the most things in the quickest time, from whatever role is nominally needed. Winston's ability to initiate and disrupt backlines is why he's so popular at the pro level, as the fights there are much cleaner. With the buff to his bubble, he's marginally more popular than he was before, but because he can be the backbone of an organised team fight, it's no surprise that he's way less rated in a more solo queue orientated ranking system. This despite the fact that he can be an absolute pain for a lot of the instantly picked DPS heroes in the game. Sombra. It feels like Sombra has never quite gotten over her fairly weak reputation from her launch. After multiple buffs not to her damage, but to her effectiveness at infiltrating enemy lines, she's definitely got a viable playstyle, albeit a narrow and difficult one to execute. Any map where a mega health pack is near an objective, Sombra may see some interesting value. Pros frequent her on Anubis B for this reason. Further, as 2CP is largely about setting up a large ultimate fight, Sombra's fast charging EMP can be the trump card to an enemy defense guaranteeing a team wipe when comboed effectively. Also, it's surprising how much reliable hit scan damage she can do from high ground, and when you consider how short the cooldown for her translocator is, it's something she can do with regularity. When she takes positioning on you, you may be surprised with how much of a problem she can be if you are unfamiliar in dealing with a good Sombra in the first place. When these skill sets are mastered, you can start to see why we think she's underrated. Perhaps one reason why people underrate her is because she does require that good coordination to be effective, which can be hard to execute in matchmaking. It can be very easy to do nothing with her, but there is no denying how good she can be if played well in the right situations. Reaper. Oh edgelord, why do people not like you anymore? Well, we think people don't rate him because he's useful in fewer contexts than this meta's most dominant and popular DPS, Soldier and Pharah. However, what has never changed is his hard counter to Winston. In fact, what really confuses us is how underappreciated his ability to absolutely delete anything within his range. Now maybe people's opinions of Reaper are influenced by people picking him, playing poorly off on their own and getting little value. However, if the Reaper player is disciplined, positions himself well, there isn't really any other damage hero in the game who can do as much in the same space of time. Death Blossom is also very underrated. It requires more setup than before, but when nanoed or Zarya bubbled, it can create a lot of problems for the enemy team. We believe his lack of popularity could also be down to the fact that people pick him to flank and kill healers, which isn't his job at all. Lurking and pouncing a DPS such as Soldier, or being in the enemy's face in a deathball fight can be terrifying in the right hands. If Reaper takes the positioning he wants and protects it, he can be one of the most capable duelists in the game in those dark alleys where edgelords lurk. Be afraid, be very afraid. McCree. Our Huckleberry might at first glance surprise you to make this list, but hear us out. Remember what I said at the beginning? The community view McCree as being objectively weaker than Soldier, and in general you could perhaps make a case for that, not because McCree is bad, which is what a lot of people think, but because Soldier is just so easy to play in comparison. McCree needs to be viewed in the right context to be rated properly. If you're looking for someone to just output huge volumes of damage, then Soldier is the superior choice. But if you're using McCree to command your own backline, kind of like an enforcer playstyle to protect your supports, then McCree does that job way better than Soldier does. His shots just take more skill to land. He's harder to play, that's for certain, but he's never more than 2 taps away from doing his job well. Just having that flashbang in your pocket will make that enemy Genji think twice. Soldier presents a much lower risk of instant death in that context. Deadeye is also a very underrated ultimate, although difficult to get use out of. If timed well with a cheeky flank, Zarya bubble, or even potential nano boost, it can see great success. It's just not as easy as pressing Q with Soldier. Hanzo. Whoa now. Before you destroy your keyboards protesting how dare we say the Lord of Memes is underrated, think about it this way. If there is a single hero pick in the game that has the potential to tilt his own team more than a wild Hanzo pick, I've yet to find it. No, the community has come to expect Hanzo players to not be able to hit a barn door, and that's with good reason. He's in the top 3 hardest heroes to play in the entire game. A lot of the time, that's exactly what someone playing Hanzo will do. Miss everything all game and contribute to a loss. However, there are times when his kit can be devastating. Some games require pickoffs, to open up. Hanzo can do this, not only individually with a headshot or the scary potential latent in his scatter arrow, but he can also scout for other players well using recon arrow, which in itself is massively underrated. Add in the fact that players are often completely unprepared to play against a good Hanzo, so much so that they don't respect him and peek very casually into him. If you're hitting those shots and punishing that, you can turn a teamfight on its head miraculously quickly. Now remember, this isn't saying he's really sick in every context, it's just saying people don't fully rate just how devastating he can be in the right situation. Let us know in the comments what you guys think about this list. We're sure it will stir up passionate discussion. We'll also be doing a follow-up video covering the thematic opposite to this one, the top 5 of the most overrated heroes in the game. Let us know who'd make your list for that. If you like the video, please don't forget to leave a rating. If you never want to miss one of our videos again, click the bell icon next to the subscribe button on our channel to join the notification squad. You'll be in good company. Please check out our Discord, where you can join one of the biggest Discord communities for Overwatch out there. If you want to see us tilt live for your enjoyment, please check out our Twitch channel, which will be linked in the description. Also, finally, please follow the Your Overwatch Twitter. It's where you can find updates about new videos and streams. I've been Eddie the Chump, and until next time.